All right, there we go. We're getting right into it. Morning power cardio workout happening right here. Getting started, going strong. Gotta get the watch active or activated there. That way we can track calories and time and things like that. So we are just gonna be doing a bunch of movements this morning. We're gonna start a little warm up for the body. Took the weekend off, took a little break, recovering, consuming calories, things like that. Feeling pretty good. I feel pretty energized. Hey, what's going on, Metric? Zunia, yo, bro, what's going on? So, we're starting here, a little warm up. Oh yeah, I don't gotta go crazy fast, just a warm up right now. Just getting started. Yo, what's going on, Mel? Yeah, let's go. Got this. Starting off Monday on a powerful note here. Crazy busy weekend. And now we're just getting right into the start of the week. If anything, good thing about busy weekends is there's no break in momentum, you know? At least for me, I feel like having that momentum is like very important, feeling like there's progress happening. Not that you need to like necessarily be going at a certain pace, but those times where it feels like things stall, where there's no progress at all, can, I don't want to say feel discouraging, but it's hard to like want to keep moving. All right, let's go. Subscribe, oh yeah. You gotta hit that subscribe button, show that support here. Anyone new here hanging out, we're just working out, having fun, cracking jokes. No jokes yet. My brain's still waking up with caffeine, but I'll start thinking of some dad jokes in a moment. But yeah, right now just some body weight cardio exercises. Calling it like power cardio because there's going to be a bit of jumping and hopping involved. So using that raw power in the legs. Let's see, but I do gotta be careful with the hopping because I've got this right above me, so but yeah, any of y'all that are new here hanging out, we got fun community, guys and gals here, of us hanging out, talking about fitness, encouraging one another to get in shape. I do more than just record myself working out. I got actual videos talking about what I actually be doing to get in shape and what I tell clients and stuff to do to get in shape as well. It's all stuff that works. Sunya, hello. All right. Yeah, I like doing these morning workouts here. Specifically this style, it's fun. Well, fun for me. But Like, I feel like the plyometric style workouts does a good job of getting some better like muscle definition in my legs, and I feel like get some better size as well. But yeah, I'm really trying to remind myself, keep the abs really flexed and working through the whole workout here. It turns into a really good ab workout, core workout, just by focusing on the core. Ooh. When not able to control cravings, oh yeah, sugar. Undone and out of sweets. Yeah, I feel that. I know for the sugar and sweets, like ice cream, it's that vanilla, peanut butter, dark chocolate. Oh, crazy good. Ice cream right there. But a couple tricks you can do. So the thing I do with that is I just like budget out the calories. So I know if like, all right, I'm about to eat 500 calories worth of ice cream, I just won't eat 500 calories of something else. That's if, you know, I'm trying to stay within a calorie range to not like put on weight. If you're trying to put on weight, it's not too bad to do that. You know, you just use that extra calories to refuel the muscles. But sugar in general is not like the best for you. Like foods that naturally have sugar in it, that's fine. Like, you know, you don't gotta cut out all sugar. But like candy and stuff, like there's no need for candy. Ooh. Pastries and things, like you can budget it out. Make space for the sweet treats, you know? But when it comes to that craving, I saw a cool study that found that when people were lacking in the amino acid glutamine, their stomach, like their digestive tract, would send this signal to the brain that often gets interpreted by the body as like a sugar craving. So you could think of it like if your car has like a check engine light, but someone told you like, oh, that's not the check engine light, that's like the that's, you know, that's to change the headlight light there. That's what that light means. So if someone tells you check engine light is something different than checking the engine, you're gonna see that signal and you're gonna do something different than checking the engine. So you can think of the sugar cravings like that. It's not that you're craving sugar, it's actually the body being like, hey, we need some more protein. Now, unfortunately, like, you know, if you're craving sweets, you're not really gonna want to eat something savory, you know? Unless you do like a sweet barbecue sauce type of thing, but when you're already at the point of craving the sweets, I'll admit it's a little tough to kind of force oneself to eat a lot of protein and meat. A workaround is protein bars, because, you know, they're kind of like desserts. But ideally, you want to get in more protein before those cravings even happen. So some people are like, man, that night I just really crave sugar. And it's like, well, you probably weren't eating a lot of protein throughout the day. And the body's like, we need that glutamine. Now there's glutamine supplements you can take, but the glutamine not being sufficient in it, it's just a byproduct of not having enough protein. So ideally, just eat more protein. You could also pair eating more protein with taking a glutamine supplement. And then third thing as well, I think cottage cheese has a lot of glutamine in it. So if you're to do all three of those things, you'll find like, wow, I don't really crave sweets anymore. So, oh, and then, you know, have a little stash of really tasty protein bars for when you do want a sweet treat. And you can eat that, and now you're getting your protein and satisfying that sweet tooth. Be one of those break in case of emergency type of things. Or you just eat it. One every day, who cares, you know? Ooh, cool. Finish with the warm up right there. Gonna do a very quick stretch. Shoulders crack-a-lacking. It's good to stretch after a warm-up. Don't want to stretch too long though. The goal here is just, you know, just waking up the muscles, getting them ready, making sure nothing's too stiff. Ooh. Hey, what's going on, Sarah? Napalm, writing all this down here. Write that down. Heard that pop in the shoulder, right? That was a good one. Ooh, all right. Gotta stretch out the hips. If you do a job where you sit a lot, or you just find yourself sitting a lot throughout the day, you want to stretch these hips out. Well, you want to stretch your hips out. The hips, the groin, if those areas are tight, you're going to get lower back pain. Slacking on doing my stretches and foam rolling over the weekend, so I can feel these muscles a little tight. And it's the morning. Oh, there we go. Good hip crack right there. All right, gonna do a little twist and lunge here. And doing some yoga stretches in there. All right, another little quick hamstring. Quick hamstring. Another little quick groin stretch right here. Little quad stretch. We're almost getting ready for the workout here. Or no, we are getting ready. We're almost gonna get started with the workout here. Cool. Whoa. Gotta get the shoulders warmed up here. Ooh, excuse me. All right, got done the warm up and the stretch right there. Now it's time to get started with the real workout. So if y'all new here, just popping in just to take a peek of what's happening here, I want to invite you, hit that subscribe button. So we having fun here. Got a lot of cool people in the chat like yourself. So, all right, we getting started here. Getting some intense stuff going. So, show that support. Hit that subscribe button. It's free. It takes half a second, somewhere around here. This workout here is a little, intense, so probably not going to be crazy amount of dialogue in between here. This is a fun one, Superman landing. I like it. Getting some hops, some lunges, just working some core, twisting action. It's gonna do a little shoulder work, but all right, going back, repeating it again. Three more. Did four more, is that a little extra. How to grow with big calf muscle. I found a little, assuming, you're doing the exercise for calves the right way, like, can't be bouncing the calves, like, you gotta go, stretch it a bit, feel that tension while doing the calf raise exercise, moving nice and slow with the contraction. It's gotta feel like it's burning and cramping. And I'd be doing like 20 reps, 25 reps. Now 4 or 5 sets. And if they're not sore, you can do that twice a week. But if they're sore, take that break. Make sure they recover. But when it comes to the calves, the story I like to always share, for when it comes to growing any muscle, for the most part, the story I share is this guy, buddy of mine, came up to me in the gym. They're like, "Yo, Alec, what do you do for your calves? It looks like you got those good calf genetics, but what are you doing for your workout?" And I was like, well, meanwhile, I'm like, these ain't good calf genetics. Like, no one would see my family and say like they inherently have really great calves. But I was curious, so I asked the guy, I was like, well, what are you doing for your calves? Like, how many times have you trained them this week? They're like, oh, I'm training them right now. I'm like, all right, nice. How many times did you train them last week? They were like, well, I kind of missed the gym last week, so didn't really train them. And I was like, oh, okay. What about the week before that? They're like, oh yeah, I trained them. It's like, how many times? They're like, well, I did them once, sort of my leg day workout. I was like, all right. And then what about the week before that? They're like, oh, my week before that, barely able to hit legs. It was really crappy. Like, I don't know, I barely count it. But I did train calves. And I was like, okay, so so far this month, you'd say you've only really trained calves twice. They're like, huh, yeah. I was like, okay, so we're at the end of the week now. I'm training calves right now. This is my second time training calves this week. They're like, oh, huh. And I was like, last week I trained them twice as well. And then the same thing week before that. And then same thing week before that. I was like, my 1 week of training calves is your 1 month of training calves. So you can kind of see, like, if I'm doing that every week, my 1 week I'm now ahead by 1 month. My second week I'm ahead by 2 months. And you can kind of see how that stacks up. He's like, yeah, I'm just not training my calves enough. I'm like, exactly. And he's like, but how can I train them more if I'm doing all these different things for legs? And I was like, well, is your goal for legs to grow your calves or all these other things? And he's like, well, ideally just calves. And I was like, then there you go. Just do calves. Like, don't do other things? I'm like, well, if you got other things you'd like to, work quads and whatnot, do that. But it's going to be a calf day, mainly. And he's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, sometimes just not enough time being spent working the muscle. Like, assuming the form and the exercise are proper, then the only other thing is just like, you might just have to work them more. But it doesn't mean destroy your calves. You don't want the diminishing returns. But you get to a point where you're able to train them 4 sets to failure. And then later on during the week, if they're fully recovered, by all means, do calves again. Like, I was doing my calves during my shoulder workout. I was doing calves during my chest workout. And that's how I was able to do them twice a week like that. But I worked up to it. I didn't get to that. Like, I didn't start at that point. By all means. Another trick you could do if you like to jog, I wear thin sole shoes. It forces you to jog on your toes because, imagine running barefoot. You're not going to land on your heel, you're going to land on your toes. And that becomes a crazy calf workout right there. Good physical. Oh yeah, Mark, you already know. Very weak. Oh, you got it. It doesn't. You don't got it. You start with whatever weight you feel it at. That's the beautiful thing about resistance exercise. It's not about the weight. The weight is just a conduit. It's just a means by which to put stress, tension on the muscle. Ooh. Now, to improve at some point, you might have to increase the weight. I think a lot of people go wrong with that. They focus, they're like, man, I should be doing 25 pounds, or I should be using a 45. Man, I really wish I could be benching this. And it's like, if your goal is strength, then like, that's kind of how that works. You got to focus on the number like that. But if you got a physique goal, the goal of the workout is to finish each set at failure. Now, is failure 6 reps? Is it 8 reps? Is failure 12 reps or 20 reps? I would say if you can't do another rep, or if you feel like you can only do 1 or 2 more reps, and not any more than that, then that's failure. Ideally, I don't like to do 6 or 8 reps of failure, just because of the increased risk of being injured. Like, if you get to failure at 16 reps or at 12 reps, it's far less likely you're gonna hurt yourself. I'm very injury prone. So I'm not a fan of using heavy weights. But that's just me there. So yeah, hopefully those tips were helpful. You know, that's why I be telling people, I'm like, yo, if you're here, you're watching, you may as well support and hit that subscribe button. We talking some real good fitness tips here. Walk everywhere. Yeah. Didn't really. Right? Because it's like, I was doing some speed walking on a treadmill, my calves were on fire. People underestimate walking. Absolutely right. I got a client I'm working with now. I was telling his parents, I'm like, he's got to hit these steps every day. In fact, I just remembered I got to remind his mom, like, hey, you know, you got to make sure he's hitting these steps every day. So that's the thing people don't realize. If you're trying to like burn fat and you're getting active for the workouts and you're cutting the calories, eventually the body's going to start to find ways to be less active throughout the day. And one of the easiest things you can measure to determine if you're still being active is just the amount of steps you're doing. Because people's steps, they'll be up here and then they work out more and then their steps go down. Their body feels less eager to get up and walk around and do things. Or someone might be like, man, I'm a little tired. Let me park a little bit closer to Target or whatever, a grocery store. And it's like, nah, park further away to find ways to stay active throughout the day. What is it? 10,000 steps is like 3 miles. Like that's awesome. For the most part, 1 mile is like 100 calories burned, like around that. So if you're traversing 3 miles, that's, you know, guaranteed right there, 300 calories. Show the calf muscle. Dancy leaps. I'm not too sure what the dancy leaps, but yeah, we got the calves there. I've been working for a while to get like this like zoop type of like boom and then boom down there. Follow my steps. I got the Apple Watch going. I used to have Fitbit, but that was like 2014. And it was like, as soon as I bought it, they came out with a new one, and I wasn't able to return the one that I had because I had it for more than a month. And I just was like, had no screen on it either. It was just the band. Have to see what I did on my phone and whatnot. All right. All right, we're almost done the workout here. So this is the formal invitation to subscribe, be part of the community right now. It's free. You know, you gotta show that support. If you got questions, you know, people are asking questions in the chat. And you can feel confident knowing that you're talking with a real health and exercise scientist right here. Went to college, university for this. And if you're thinking like, man, I don't know if I want to really listen to this Alec guy, because what the hell is he doing? He's doing these frog hops. I don't know if I want to do that to get in shape. And it's like, by all means, don't do this. Like, I didn't do this to get in shape. I'm doing this now because this is where I'm at in my fitness journey. But all my videos where I'm talking about the things to burn fat or build muscle, that's all stuff I did to get in shape. It's all stuff I tell my clients to do to get in shape. So if you're subscribed, you go to my channel and you hit playlist, there'll be a whole fat burning playlist and a whole muscle building playlist. And subscribing's free. It takes half a second. But not only that, if you're subscribed and you comment, I most likely will see the comments. YouTube does a really good job of pushing out the notifications for that. If you're not subscribed, sometimes YouTube doesn't notify me. So if you got a question and you want to make sure I see it, you want to make sure to be subscribed on the channel. Ends up being a little easier for me because I like to answer the questions. That's why I studied this stuff. I like teaching it and helping others get in shape, you know. All right, almost done here. That'd be hilarious. Flying out, I'm a Mormon now. Woo. That was fun stuff right there. That is the workout for the day. And then as a fun wrap to the workout, we are hitting the pool just to help cool down the body. So I'm looking at the watch right here. 410 total calories burned during that wild workout. Am I Mormon? I'm not. Oh, you want to join? Yeah. Hit that subscribe button, brother. Let's see. Glasses got a little sweaty there. Just gonna dip them and dry them off. Oh, wait a second. You was probably saying you want to join dipping in the pool. Yeah, pool party. Let's do it. All right. So positive, it's nice. Yeah. All slowly being recruited, yep, into the Anabolic Alec community here. But no, I'm not Mormon. Whew. All right. Quick dip. Let's see. Oh, well, let's see real quick. Abs coming through good. Pretty good. Massive backyard. Yeah, it's my parents' backyard. I'm not gonna act like this is mine or nothing. cooling down. All right, that's the workout right there. Ladies and gentlemen, or as my early mentor Tony Horton would say, boys and girls. I might have to start adopting that one. It's a fun one to say, but I just remember a lot of people being kind of like put off by it. They're like, why is this guy calling these grown men and women boys and girls? Like, I don't know. He's a funny guy. Funny guy as well. Hey, I gotta sign up for another training session with the guy. It's crazy. P90X was like the thing back when I was in high school, and sadly not a lot of people know of Tony Horton now. Well, younger guys don't. Yeah, if anything, I've had a lot of people asking me about crazy, intense at-home workouts. I might just have to bring it back in style. But he was the guy that really originated the whole intense home workouts. But they'll fail. Oh yeah, water, yeah. Saldana, very nice. Nicest person on YouTube, I hope so. That's how's the weather? It's pretty good. It's like not too crazy right now. So when do I come on? I be doing the live streams in the morning. Typically it's gonna be around like 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's not working out. Lovebug's always updating their profile pic. It's funny, I like it. Greetings from Poland, nice. Sarah, oh. All right. I've got a Zoom call with a buddy of mine who's potentially interested in getting some online coaching going for their fitness. Young college guy trying to put on some more muscle, so we'll see if it's a good fit. Magnetic Apparel wants a shout out. You're saying you want me to say your name on the live stream, Magnetic Apparel, so that people will hear your YouTube username? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that before I just start saying people's YouTube channel names on my channel. But in the live streams, check you on the next workout. Yeah. So yeah, if you guys are just stopping by for a quick second, aren't subscribed, hit subscribe. That way you can be here for tomorrow's live stream workout. It's gonna be some more just crazy intense stuff going on. And if you got questions, drop the comments on the videos, and go check out the videos as well. If you hit subscribe, you go to my channel, you hit playlist. I got a whole fat burning playlist, a whole muscle building playlist, all stuff that I've done to get in shape, all stuff I tell my clients to do to get in shape. Keeping it simple, that way you don't gotta overthink it. So, smoking a cig in the back, yeah, get those gains going. But anyway, always appreciate having you on here for the workout and the live stream. It makes it more fun for myself as well. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, go out, go sweat. Maybe don't smoke any cigs and drink protein shakes. Peace. Physique's looking, oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, if you guys trying to get that phenomenal physique going, join the community here. That's what we all about. Haven't had the need to goon. Nice. Mewing is the new gooning, I guess. I don't know. How much do I weigh? Last time I weighed myself, it was like 178 pounds, not kilograms. But see y'all. Thanks.